a sensory overload. It was like a sensory overload in every form I can imagine. It was the smell. Visually, it was like, I can't believe people, are living in these conditions. And they don't have energy, or they don't have, they used to have flying toilets everywhere. It's the way that, that's why it smells that way, and that's why it's basically in the sewage everywhere. The government is not doing anything to get them out of that situation. They're doing it for themselves. And then they have, practical action, and they just created all these amazing ways to get them out of that situation, So that's the hopeful part and the amazing part. They created these centers where people can go and use their bathrooms, and they can, with that waste, they used to, to create biogas, and then the biogas, they can cook with the biogas. And I love how spiritual they are, and how hopeful, and how trusting, and they're just joyous, and they're just happy, and they're focused on the solution. I don't think if you come and you give something to them, they would appreciate it as much. I think that, to me also, they have a huge sense of entrepreneurship there. They want to work. They want to do. They're giving 150% all the time. They're giving their all. It's like, it's so inspiring, and they're doing everything they can to find a solution. That did bring joy to my heart. They have to walk for sometimes hours to come here and collect the wood, because without the wood they can't really feed their families, because they don't have the money to buy. There's no other option for them, because they're poor, and they don't have the financial. They can't afford any other way. So basically, this is their survival. Actually, today they got a couple, but they say that it's usually 5 times as much as this, right? That you carry. All of this by yourself. There's no firewood, there is no cooking. And there is no eating.
No eating.
There is no eating. They have an open fire inside their house. So all the smoke is going inside of their house. I couldn't even keep my eyes open. It was burning. It was very difficult. The smell, you inhale it. You almost feel like you're suffocating. And almost 2 million women and children die every year from smoke inhalation from in-house cooking. They don't have other options until now. There is this new improved cooking stoves, and the idea with them is to improve cooking so they can use 50% less firewood and produce 70% less smoke. We were actually able to see an installation of a stove in one of the houses, and they had to break an opening in the wall, so they had a window, and they had to have a way for the smoke to get out. They spend so much of their time collecting firewood, and the stove actually uses 50% less wood. I think that's amazing because one of the concerns I felt from the women was that they had to go so far to collect the firewood and it's running out. There's only so many trees left. They made these fireless cookers which were kind of like an oven. They kept things warm so they can start the cooking process on the stoves, leave it for 5 or 10 minutes depending on what they're cooking. They can put it in there, they can go to work and do whatever they need to do. And the food is kept inside and kept warm for up to 9 hours. It's really about survival, you know? I mean, they spend all day long collecting water, collecting firewood, taking care of their kids. I mean, these women, they're like Wonder Women. They're amazing. In this situation over there is like they have small little rivers or even tiny little streams, and they make it with whatever they have, you know. They put community together. They try to bring, you know, organizations from outside to see what they're doing and trying to get funding, and they've done it. There's going to be like 7,000 people who are going to be served from that. By using their natural resources, they can tap into a river which is like clean energy, you know, and they can have much better life and basically protecting the environment at the same time, because they're not burning coal, they're not using kerosene, they're not burning wood, they're not cutting down trees, you know, they're really just using a microhydro wave from a stream, from a river, which is a clean energy to, you know, support themselves and to have a better life.
Tondu ndiakagia mwaki andu nagangu kuma muthe muri wa nirondekiriirwo nyanga okiro tiku no cio ndamurikaga.
The main thing of electricity is that when kids have electricity, they can study. She says that a while ago they only had people that went to university from really far, like villages, and now they're so proud to say, well, there's a kid from this family that went to school and that went to university, and there's a kid from that village, you know, like, so they actually have people surrounding them that had been able to get the education, and you can see there's a pride and there's such a sense of, like, you know, we made this happen for ourselves, you know, we did it. I mean, it's amazing to see how their strength and their just their passion for, you know, changing their lives. 2 out of every 3 families live without electricity. But you go there and people are happy and they're helping each other. Again, one thing I could sense in all those villages and communities and different places we visited the Strip, no matter how large or small they were, it was always a very strong sense of community and people helping one another. You know, I don't think they have any other option. There is always like a part where it's heartbreaking, but there's also a part that is so inspiring, you know, to see the strength of the people, to see their passion to get out of their life and to change. And I think I'm just leaving the Strip and I'm feeling completely so grateful to have had this experience, so grateful for my life, you know, to have what I have. I mean, you don't realize that when you go home, you know, you turn on a switch and the light goes on and you flush the toilet and it's gone, you know. And here, like, people are living in I mean, they're just happy to have one lamp so the kids can study, you know, and then maybe a radio. And, you know, it's a really hard reality.